Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy, Marcellus Wiley. Oh, I don't know where I am. Oh, yes, I do. I'm in the Brinks headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia, dirty South. Where Goody Mob at? Anybody seen Outkast? You know those are my boys right there. Got love for this area. Do y'all know it's warmer in Atlanta right now than it is in Los Angeles? So I'm out here, brought the jackets, I brought the hoodie, thought I was about to hit the mall and just be like, yo, I'm East Coast in the dirty South then at least. Shoot, I'm out here wearing a bikini barely. I'm looking crazy out here, loving life. I had a great time yesterday, hanging out with John Brinkus. Him and I had a few meetings. That's why I'm really here. And one of our meetings that was interesting as we're about to get ready to leave the crib, leave the headquarters, all of a sudden I look outside and I see that Rolls Royce cocaine white cowboy out there waiting for your boys. So had to get inside of it, floss a little bit, front a little bit. Took me way back to like '04 when I actually had my own Rolls Royce. I'm not bragging, y'all. Just letting y'all know that dreams can become a reality. And even when you're on the road, you can still live a little sliver of a fantasy. So we had a couple of meetings yesterday, Cactus AI, Icon Source. Got some more meetings lined up today, partnerships, great ventures happening for us over here at Brinks. And I'm excited to let you guys know what's going on. But after that, we went to eat. Me, I had a few old fashions, was sitting there eating on the chips and the dip, loving life. And then we went and played pickleball with a few friends out here. And when they see me coming as an athlete, I get a lot of respect. I'm usually the first pick in every draft, whether it's a pickup basketball game or last night even a pickleball game. But then they quickly realize that don't judge a book by its cover, that my athletic greatness is in the past, far distant past. And I think it was like 10 of us out there. I came in ranked number 1 overall as a draft choice. I left number 10 in terms of who I was in the pickleball game. Had a great time. Looking forward to doing more. But speaking of fronting like I was in that Rolls Royce, let's get into a trash talk fail. Well, my man Grant Williams was fronting last night when he was at that free throw line against Donovan Mitchell when he knew he had 2 free throws to make to win the game for the Celtics. But y'all know, since it says trash talk fail, obviously he missed in those free throw attempts. Let's talk about it because he gets to the free throw line and nobody prompted him to say anything. Nobody came at him and said, you got to say a word. Just make 2 free throws like you did when you were playing AAU basketball years ago. That's all you got to do, big dog. Shut your trap and let's hear swish and swish. Instead of hearing swish, you know what they heard? Bouncing the ball, pounding the rock. And he just looks over. I'll make them both. Nobody said anything to him. Nobody asked him for that. I'll make them both. Well, first one, clank. Now you're in your own head. Second one, clank. Now you're not even in your own head. You want to be out of the building, want to get away. One of those moments, right? So they go into overtime, and guess who loses? The Boston Celtics. In particular, you, Grant Williams, you lost the game for him for trash talking. That made me start thinking, what's up with trash talk? I always wonder, why do people trash talk? I've never been in that situation with the game on the line and it's up to me to win the game. It's pretty hard to do that in football in the first place, right? The ultimate team sport. Maybe the kicker could understand that. The game's on the line. I make this kick. Obviously, we win the game. But me being a defensive end, that's never been the case. That's never been the scenario. But when you talk about trash talk, where does it really come from? Because we all know actions speak louder than words. So why in the hell you up there woofing? Why in the hell you up there saying anything? Just make the play. That's going to speak volumes versus your little words, the little subject and predicate you put together to try and intimidate me. But I've always known that trash talking is something that you do that you're trying to either convince your opponent of, or really, are you talking to yourself? It's something that you may be acting like, yo, I'm trying to stunt on you, but really you're trying to prop yourself up. It's an interesting conversation, right? Because I've been in games before where people have trash talked me. I give you one example that kind of really hurt. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It was like my 10th year in Jacksonville. And I'm going against this rookie offensive lineman from the Tennessee Titans. And I ain't gonna lie, he handling me. He doing what he got to do. That's the reason why I retired that year. One of the reasons, right? He just taking me all over the field everywhere he wants to go. And finally, one of the plays, he's walking back to the huddle. He like, damn, Wiley, what happened to you? I grew up watching you. You fell off. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? What just happened to me? Am I the same guy? I'm checking the jersey number. I'm checking the back of it. It still say Wiley? Yes, but I am not the same guy. Was he trash talking to intimidate me, or was he trying to prop himself up? Remember, he was a rookie, and remember, I was the man coming down the hill. So I was looking at that situation like, really interesting. But I think most trash talk actually comes from a place where you feel so confident that you feel like you're in that zone, like nothing could go wrong. So you're speaking from a place of confidence / maybe cockiness, but it's just to let everybody know what you're feeling on the inside. But the reason why more people don't trash talk is just because they're scared. It's fear-based, right? Who wants to be Grant Williams after saying, I'll make them both, and then you clank both of them, right? Who wants to be the guy out there saying, oh, you know I'm going to make this kick, and then you miss that kick? Because no one's perfect on that field. No one's perfect on that court. That's why you don't see so many guys shoot the ball and look away like we know that's made, even though the guy knows he can make that shot. It's a fear-based equation. You're sitting there trying to let the world know something before it happens. And none of us are psychics, but we know sometimes you can get into that zone. You can get into that Bruce Leroy glow where you're like, I can't be stopped. By being in that zone, how come you don't just articulate that? Well, Grant Williams felt like he was in that zone. He felt like he was in that special place. But based on the results, that's why most guys don't trash talk. Thought it was an interesting conversation, interesting moment. Obviously, his boys probably picked up his spirits after the game. And as soon as he felt good about himself, oh, they crushed his ass. They're like, dog, how in the hell you going to go up there and say you're going to make both free throws and miss them and we lose the game? That is the way sports goes. Well, coming up on Never Shut Up, it's time to get on the Geno coaster. Geno coaster! Ooh, ooh, ooh. That didn't sound good, I know. But we're going to talk about the roller coaster ride that Geno Smith has been on to the tune of now he just got paid by the Seahawks. That's next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reach TV. Where's my chalice? Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy, Marcellus Wiley. And this story right here hits home. It's one of the premises on why I'm doing this show, Never Shut Up, School of Thought. Because Geno Smith and the ride and the journey he's been on is exactly what I want to profess to the world, that you got to persevere. A lot of times they tell us it's about just talent, or they tell us it's just about hard work. Yeah, obviously those are main ingredients in the gumbo. But boy, do you have to persevere. Do you have to get back up after you've been knocked down countless times? And Geno Smith right now embodies that journey, that statement. So let's talk about it right now, because Geno Smith, that roller coaster ride. Let's talk about the second round draft choice he was. Started for a couple of years, bounced around, played on 4 teams, was sitting there for 6 years and only started 5 games, came in last year and got some quiet belief in him, not only his own self-confidence, but from the organization. Yeah, he lost more games than he won, but he looked like he was out there balling. 6 total touchdowns, 1 interception, enough where they felt comfortable trading Russell Wilson. And then he gets this opportunity once again, and he balls out this year, makes the Pro Bowl. But that's not the end of the story. The end of the story is Geno Smith just signed a deal for 3 years, $105 million for Geno Smith, for persevering, for riding that roller coaster and not trying to get off. And we've all been there before on the roller coaster. Obviously, it's usually in the beginning when you're going, and you're sitting there like, yo, I can raise my hand right now. And that Six Flags little summer intern going to have to climb her butt up here and let me off this roller coaster because I am scared. But Geno took the ride, man, and he is on it. And boy, is he rolling right now. The most amazing thing about this is, do y'all remember week 1 when the Seattle Seahawks had to face the Denver Broncos? And he's going against Russell Wilson, the guy who he's supposed to replace. And Russell Wilson comes in there high flying. What was he saying? Oh, fly high, mile high, ride the Bronco. And he had all these sayings. And Geno Smith went out there and balled out. And then coined the phrase. What did Geno Smith say? They wrote me off, but I ain't right back, though. Not only did he say that post-game on the field, but the dude trademarked the phrase so he can make some money off of it as well. And that's who Geno Smith is, a guy who said, okay, let me go back to the lab. I hear what y'all saying on the outside, but it's not going to penetrate me. I'm not going to internalize that. I'm not going to sit here and doubt myself so much that I obviously can't get back on that horse and become the Geno Smith that you expect. And it's crazy because when you go through trials and tribulations, you really do have to bunker in. And why are you bunkering in? Because you need that signal, that connection with your inner power, with your God. You need to go circle inside yourself and find out who you really are. Because on the outside, all they're trying to do is label you. On the outside, all they see are the results. They don't really give a damn about the process. So you got to go back to work and make sure you hone in on that process, which starts with your confidence, with your belief. And I tell people all the time that you're going to doubt yourself no matter who you are, no matter where you are. But confidence is the management of doubt. I'll say it again. Confidence is the management of doubt. Don't ever get into a place, don't ever let somebody lie to you. I don't give a damn if it's Michael Jordan on down. I don't give a damn if it's Barry Sanders on down, Derek Jeter, you name the athlete, or LeBron James. I don't give a damn. We all have these fleeting thoughts of doubt, right? The devil does exist, but God does as well. Now, if they battle, who's supposed to win? Well, if your faith is in yourself, the faith is in God, the faith is in the universe, the faith is in your work, the faith is in your process, you will be able to overcome all circumstances, even if they look damning like they did for Geno Smith. Just an amazing journey. Who knows how it's going to end? Will he be a quarterback that we can now believe in for not just the next couple of years, but become the franchise quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks? Not just a one-hit wonder. Yes, he can, but he also can fall flat on his face. He got paid, he got his money, and all of a sudden, here we go again. Regression to the mean. Geno Smith is not the guy that we thought he was. Who knows? But the point is, he possesses both powers. The point is, you possess both powers, and you can make yourself as great as you want. And let's be real, you can also fuck around and find out how bad things can be, right? That's the beauty of this competition of life. It's not just about, oh, it's going to be given to you. You got to go out there and kill every single thing you want to eat. And look at Geno Smith in this moment. He did it. It takes me back to when I had moments like growing up where it was amazing for me. And there were moments where I was like, dude, I would like to be anybody else but myself. And I'm being real. I started off playing sports, football, basketball, and track. Basketball, I sucked. Even though we never lost a game, we had amazing players. I think one of the players went pro and 2 of them went to college. Amazing little basketball team, right? But I sucked. So basketball, I'm done with you. Should have stuck with it, but I didn't. Football and track were great for me, especially early. I was like, seriously, and y'all know I joke around, but I'm being serious. I'm probably one of the best Little League Pop Warner running backs ever. I was so fast and so good that I was getting recruited to go to high school, and I'm like in the 6th grade. Like, forget junior high. They were like, skip junior high, forego your 7th and 8th grade years, and take your ass to high school. And I was like, damn, I am out here killing it, setting national records in track. We have national championships. I'm killing it. I get to high school, I have Osgood slaughters. I have bad knees in high school. Who has that? Like, who has NBA knees in high school? I did. And then all of a sudden, I was getting recruited still. I could have still went to big schools, but I didn't have the same opportunities that they were projecting for me when I went to high school. So now people are starting to doubt me. Well, those doubt birds got louder. Those doubt birds start circling and dropping more pellets of shit on me. You know why? Because I went to a small school. And all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute. The same dude who was getting recruited to go to high school because he's all world in football is now the same dude who's going to Columbia to play football. Man, he done. He scrubbed. He crumb cake. He ain't going to the league. Well, I end up going to the league. And not only going to the league, a second-round draft choice who was an all-pro defensive end for 10 years, beating the average by 3 times. This is not to brag. This is to tell you, just like Geno Smith just showed us with his actions, that no matter where you are, if you possess a belief in yourself and you hone in on that process, oh, big dog. Not only can you ride that roller coaster, but you can put your hands up in celebration because you can accomplish and win in that journey. Well, coming up on Never Shut Up, it's time to talk about LeBron. Is he bragging? Talking about Bronny James looks better than some NBA players he knows? Let's see if he's bragging or being real or both. That's next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reach TV. Where's my challenge? Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy, Marcellus Wiley. Oh, let's talk about the king again. The king is saying king things right now. Imagine this scenario, LeBron James in the NBA and his son, Bronny James, in the NBA. Okay, let's stop imagining that because it's actually going to happen. We know it's going to happen. We know damn well Bronny James will at least get a 10-day contract, if not drafted high, lottery pick. But the guy is destined to go to the NBA while his dad is still in the NBA, full tilting and looking like an MVP candidate, all at the age of 37, 38. So what's going to happen? These stars are going to collide. That's going to be amazing. Now, it's not the first time we've seen in pro sports that a father and son has played in the league at the same time. Matter of fact, we've seen it before where Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. not only played baseball at the same time, they're on the same team. I think it was like 1990. What the hell? What were y'all eating at the dinner table where daddy and son, with that age gap, still were able to play pro sports at the same damn time? That is so amazing. And I can't lie, before we even get into the story, yeah, I would like that for my son, MJ. You're damn right. You're damn right. Not just because he's going to be playing pro ball, but because he accomplished exactly what he wants. And right now, at the age of 7, if you ask him what he wants to be, it's not even a pro ball player. That's number 2. He wants to be a ninja. This dude is watching too many cartoons, but I digress. Here's what LeBron James said yesterday in regards to his son, Bronny James. Quote, man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today. Shit lightweight hilarious with 4 laughing emojis. Shit lightweight hilarious? Like, not only does he believe his son's gonna make it, believes his son is better than some of the dudes that already made it. Unreal. So I'm looking at it like, dog, of course this is a father's dream. But when you look at it in slow-mo, how's it gonna happen? Well, this is how it's going to happen. LeBron James is working with his son, not just in basketball X's and O's, but in the I's and the U's, the emotional state necessary, the work ethic necessary, like those dinner table conversations with LeBron James hit different than they do with a typical father or even with a father that's a coach. No, the guy who made you, the guy who's talking to you. Your father is at worst the number 2 basketball player of all time, if not the GOAT. Of course, Bronny James is going to pick up all the intangibles that come with it. But let's be real, too. Most great players don't have necessarily great sons, even though some have made it, right? Everyone always points to Barry Sanders and his son, even though he was a good running back. I remember him going to Stanford. Not Barry Sanders. Michael Jordan, we know how great he is, and his son, not Michael Jordan, right? So LeBron James, whoa, but is Bronny going to be anywhere near that? I say, who cares? As long as the dude makes it and becomes his own version of himself, not just a shadow of his dad, his own version of himself. And then a look across court. I think it would be even cooler if they didn't play together, that they had to play against each other, right? You imagine a game where LeBron has to guard Bronny? You imagine Bronny actually sneaking and catching his dad and popping a banger on his daddy? You imagine all these scenarios? How sick would it be? And I don't have these type of dreams yet. My son is way too early in that journey, even though he looks amazing at his age. Come on. I'm out there with too many fathers and too many mothers who already are placing prop bets on their kids at the age of 7, think they're going to make it pro. And every time I see an amazing kid, I always try to balance them out with that reality because I know the pressure that is already mounting on that kid because he's amazing. I was like, it's a marathon. You know, I sound like Nipsey Hussle half the time. It's a marathon. It's going to be a long, tedious process and journey, no matter how talented you are. I tell you guys all the time, the most talented athlete I've ever seen with my eyeballs was Stace Bozeman. Even though he played pro for a minute in the NBA, he played overseas, he didn't hit like they thought he was going to hit. So even in your projections, you got to be careful how much you think a player is going to make it and how far you think that player is going to go, because you never know what's in front of them. So it looks amazing just on paper. LeBron James saying this about his son. But he's also putting expectations on his son. He's putting up bulletin board material for his son that his son is going to have to live through, right? Writing checks that his son's ass is going to have to cash, right? Or else all of this is coming back at you, bro. Like people are like, oh, thought he was going to be all that. Now, we know he's probably going to get in, so we can't even start there. But once he gets in, all eyes on Bronny. And daddy can't protect you then. You're going against other grown men, other grown professionals. You can't go out there and be like, oh, daddy, I'm in high school and people don't know how good I am yet. Or I may go to college or the G League, whatever it may be. They don't know how good I am yet. Once you up there with the big boys, all bets are off. It's time to leave that dinner table. It's time to be your own man. I'm looking forward to seeing that for Bronny James. And, of course, salute for the king for having a son that can accomplish that. Coming up next on Never Shut Up is full episode time. Woo! Let's go back to Memphis with the Grizzlies. Steven Adams and the speech he gave before Ja Morant got in trouble about, hey, guys, let's be more disciplined on the road. Steven Adams saw this coming. Let's talk through that next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV. And I see you tomorrow, Reach TV. My chavos. Welcome back to Never Shut Up, full episode, raw time. Time to get realer than real. Let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant, but in particular, Steven Adams, who gave a speech, one of those players-only speeches before the incident of Ja Morant on Instagram Live flashing the gun. Oh, let's get into this. The Athletic Shams, I ain't gonna say his last name, Chariana, respect Shams, reported last night that the Grizzlies recently held a team meeting led by veteran Steven Adams that specifically addressed going out on the road. It was clear the meeting was intended for Morant. That was before Morant got in trouble. I'm told there was a players-only meeting where the veteran center said, hey, we need to show better discipline on the road, how they have to stay away from going out. Now, the team is 12-20 on the road. So obviously that supports what Steven Adams is talking about. They're great at home and on the road. All right. So everyone said they left that meeting knowing exactly who he was directing this at. And it was nobody else but Morant. And it's funny that dynamic, and I've been there before, when the star dude is the one fucking up. And everybody's like, damn, I can't call him out because he's the star. Why you can't call him out is not because you guys don't feel like you're boys or he's even on your level in terms of manhood. It's because there are different consequences for calling out the star if you're not that guy. Let's be real. The team is always going to give him another chance versus you based on his production and his value to the organization. So you're not the star calling out the star. Chances are you're going to mess up before him because he's the star. You're not as good as him. So when you mess up, everyone comes down harder on you and you have fewer opportunities to mess up. So that's usually the team dynamic, right? So Steven Adams is just a veteran, got his money, ain't tripping. It's just like, look, I'm Aquaman, and I don't give a damn about this dude who is acting like he gangster man. I'm going to call him out without calling him out. All right, let me take you back to the road life, because this is all talking about what happens on the road. Marv Levy was my coach my rookie year. Tremendous coach, great motivator, genius, went to Harvard. And Marv Levy coined this to me. This is the Wileyism I got from Marv Levy. You can't hoop with the Owls and soar with the Eagles. Can't hoop with the Owls and soar with the Eagles. Basically, he was saying, hey, man, when we hit this road, y'all want to act a fool and stay up all night and go out if you try and sneak out and pass curfew? Okay, you're going to pay for it tomorrow. That could be during the work week, during practices, or certainly the night before a game where even I snuck out before and missed curfew. So he said it. Can't hoop with the Owls, be up all night, and soar with the Eagles. Wake up early and go get it. All right, let's talk about the road first and foremost. I remember one of my first road trips, and forgive me, I don't remember the place, but I remember the events. I was a rookie, and we were in the hotel, and one of the veteran cornerbacks came up to me and was like, Wiley, what you doing? And I just felt pumped that one of the vets was even asking what I was doing, because usually they ain't even speak to you, right? I was like, I'm about to go upstairs and try to get something to eat. Why? What's up? He said, I hit you. Just go upstairs. And he hits me. And he's like, come to this room. And I go in the room. Now, I see like 4 of my teammates in there. And then I see a couple ladies in there. I'm like, these numbers are off. Why in the hell am I here? And I quickly realized that those numbers weren't off. That let's just say they had a new math that they were running in there, right? So the girls were there to be friendly to the guys, if you know what I mean. Allegedly. I heard that you're supposed to say allegedly about everything, then you can't get in trouble, right? So allegedly, these ladies are in there to have fun with the guys. And I'm like, what is going on here? So me being a rookie, I'm green, right? I'm a man. I'm 21, 22 years old, but I'm also a rookie to these dynamics. I'm like, wait a minute. We got a game tomorrow, and I don't know if y'all have checked coach's notes, but I ain't made the team like that yet. Like, I'm a second rounder. I'm a beast in the making, but y'all vets, y'all good. Y'all ain't gonna get me out there with no tired legs messing with these girls, even though they fine. And then all of a sudden I can't play tomorrow and then I get cut. Well, I didn't mess with them. I actually didn't. I showed some strength, right? Some courage. And really, I didn't. I didn't do any of that. What really it was, those girls were from L.A. and I was from L.A. So I was like, do I want to get in line and hang with these girls right now and be next, number 5, number 10? Or do I want to get to know them and go to L.A. and say, hey, man, why run down and see one of them when you can walk down and see them all, right? I was like, I'll just stay in touch with these girls, and then I can check in later and see what's up. It may be greater. So that's what I did. I checked out of the room, went back to my room, went to eat and kicked it, all that stuff. But there's so many versions of what guys do on the road, being real. And in the NFL is different than the NBA, obviously, because in the NBA, they don't have a curfew. In the NFL, we do have a curfew, 11 o'clock. Even though you can break it, even though you can slide a couple stacks or to security for the year, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? 11 o'clock, AM or PM, like change your watch, let me through. You can do those type of things. And in the NFL, the wildest cats on the road are not the players. It's the coaches. The coaches. You want to know why? Because they get away from the wife, from the family, from the nagging ass kids, and they don't have curfew. Why? Because they're the principals. They're the ones who set the curfew. So I've seen it time and time again. When we're coming in the hotel, because we got curfew, especially the assistant coaches, them suckers is leaving as we coming in, and it just look like two ships in the night crossing each other, and them coaches are hitting them streets. No wonder on third down we was in the wrong defense. I'm like, what the hell you doing, coach? Because he was out all night. Now, I protect the guilty, so I don't say any names, but I'm just letting you know the culture supported that. But what do they need to do? We play at 1 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock at night the night before. Do they really need night? Do they need all that rest? You could get 8 hours and still be out to 2 o'clock, right? So the point is they test that rule. I've seen it all happen on the road. I've seen the guys, and I've been this guy at times. I'm the room service cat, right? Like, man, I'm just going upstairs, order a gang of room service, watch some TV, and just crash, keep my legs under me. And I've seen guys that, look, I got to live by my vices. If I don't get out, if I don't party, if I don't let loose, then I just don't feel like I got the energy to go out there and do it. But whatever floats your boat, it seems like that's what should be the formula for your success. Tiger Woods had to live that life to be that guy. Michael Jordan had to live that life to be that guy. And then there are other guys who we know that don't live that life, like a Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice was shutting it down so he can go out there and ball out. So it's just all about what's best for you. But we know one thing for sure. It's not good for anybody to be on Instagram Live with a gun, with their shirt off, acting wankster, acting like that's how I get prepared to play the game. No matter how great Ja Morant is in this moment, I think he could be greater if he just cuts all that stuff out. Just crazy how Steven Adams actually saw that, actually addressed that. And even with that notice, Ja Morant couldn't help himself, couldn't stop himself, or his teammates couldn't stop him from doing that. Hopefully this is a huge wake-up call for Ja Morant, and it's going to affect these Memphis Grizzlies in the positive going forward. That should be the net sum of it all. So remember, everybody, can't hoop with the Owls and soar with the Eagles. All right, y'all know how we always end this show. We end it with a Wileyism. Let's get this one in today. This is a simple one. I think we've all heard this one, but let's go deeper into it. Everything in moderation, including moderation. What does that really mean? It doesn't just mean be moderate with everything. Nah, you got to be hot and you got to be cold on certain things, right? Some things I'm all into, some things, But it's really talking about the balancing act that's necessary in life, because that's what it is. Life is lived in duality, a balance, not in extremes, a balance, right? Good and evil, right? God and devil, right? We all know those things, and chaos and order. And we may think of those things as extremes, but you should never go to the extreme. You got to know that that balance has to be created, because that balance is necessary because it exists in you. I am a firm believer that whatever you want on the outside, you possess on the inside. But you possess all it takes to get there, but you also possess everything that can stop you from getting there. Those same beliefs of confidence can make you climb that hill. And those are the same thoughts that can turn on you and make you never take a step up that mountain. Remember that. Everything in moderation, including moderation. So when you're feeling the highest of highs and you're like, yeah, baby, I'm about to kill this. Oh my God, I'm Grant Williams. I'm going to make them both. Be careful. Even that confidence and cockiness got to be moderated a little bit. And when you way down there, like, man, oh, woe is me. Oh, woe is me. Be careful. Bring yourself up. Everything has to be moderated. So be even keel with this stuff, even though you're feeling great about yourself. Everything in moderation, including moderation. That'll do it for today's episode of Never Shut Up. You know I'll be back here tomorrow, but I won't be in Atlanta. It's time to take my ass back home to cold LA. It's all right. It's all good. We know LA gonna redeem itself. Appreciate you guys supporting your boy. Make sure y'all watch me tomorrow because I'm gonna have some stories. Today, I am going in. I got the Rolls Royce one more day, so it's time to go out there and stun on them. Check in with you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching Never Shut Up, Brinks TV, and Reach TV. Peace. 8 times down. They still doing this out here? I hope not.